Catalytic stoves use a catalytic combustor to recirculate and burn the smoke that otherwise would leave the chimney as dirty, wasted fuel. Unlike older stoves, this stove is most efficient if you load it fully. The air controls will then regulate the rate of burn if you don't want a high temperature, and with a full load, the catalyst is more efficient. To start the fire in a cold stove, open the loading door and open the bypass handle. Place 5 to 10 balls of wadded newspaper covering the floor of the firebox. And cover that with 15 to 20 pieces of kindling. Lay 2 or 3 medium-sized pieces of wood on top of the kindling and light the fire. At this point, you can leave the loading door open slightly for up to 5 minutes to help the fire start quickly. But never leave the stove unattended with the door open. Once the larger wood is burning in about 10 to 20 minutes, finish loading the stove with more wood and close the loading door. Take notice that the needle on the catalytic probe thermometer is starting to move toward the active zone, which means the chimney is getting hot, drawing the exhaust upward, and the catalyst is becoming active. Once the catalyst becomes active, close the bypass handle. The bypass handle should remain closed except during this initial startup fire in a cold stove and during reloading. If you leave the bypass handle open in subsequent firings, the flames look more active, but the fuel will bypass the catalyst and as much as 50% of the heat will go directly up your chimney. Once the fire has burned for 20 to 30 minutes, you can reset the air controls to the setting you desire. Your owner's manual will help you determine the correct setting. And don't hesitate to load your stove fully. The air controls on the stove will allow the wood to burn only at the set rate. Loading with a half load of fuel causes the catalyst to be less efficient, and opening the stove door too frequently to reload may cause more creosote deposits. Burning a large hot fire helps prevent creosote buildup that could lead to a chimney fire. Depending on the size of your stove, a full load of wood in your catalytic stove may burn for 8 to 10 hours or longer for overnight or a low heat period of time. And it also creates a nice coal base of hot embers you'll want for your next loading. A catalytic stove will also handle certain brands of non-wax pressed wood logs, but they are very dense fuel and you must follow their guidelines so you are loading the stove with the correct amount. Please read the owner's manual carefully for further information on temperature control and stove operation, and you will be able to make your stove a cost-effective, efficient home heat source.